to the PlapCast.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the PlapCast. I am Amanda. I'm joined with my other host, Maravane.
Hi.
And our special guest, Alice.
Hi.
Today we are going behind the scenes with Lark
Hey.
and Kaychase.
Hello.
You guys tell us a little about yourself and how you came to be a scriptwriter on Quinn.
Sure. Kate, did you want to go first since really you're part of my story?
Okay. Sure. So yeah, I was just a little Quinn listener. I started listening late in 2024, I believe. I listened for a few months and I joined AJ's Discord and he randomly dropped his script submission email address. And I just kind of thought to myself, let me try. Let me try this. Let me see if I can do it. So I started writing Use Your Words.
Wow.
It was my first script. I had no writing like formal background. I didn't go to school for it. I didn't like journal. I didn't write in my spare time. So I just kind of like looked up what script templates looked like. I wrote it. I reached out to the people in his Discord and said, "Hey, is there anybody who would like want to look over this for me because I really don't know what I'm doing, but anybody?" And a lovely VA who I did not know was a VA at the time, Jessie, responded and was like, "I'll look at it." So she looked at it for me and gave me just like a couple little feedback things, and then I learned after the fact that she was a VA, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I was like, I would not have wanted like somebody so like professional to look at my script right off the bat, but she was so sweet about it. Anyway, so I sent it off to AJ. He said yes, and now here I am. Over, let's see, he bought Use Your Words in January of 2025. So yeah, over a year later, and I think I have 27 audios on Quinn.
Wow.
And here I am. So that's my story. Pretty simple.
She's a queen.
I mean, it's simple, but that's a journey.
It is. It is. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy going from listener to writer. That in itself has been a journey. It's been kind of weird to figure out because you're not the same. You're in the space quite differently.
I feel you.
But it's yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Right. Everybody, like, yeah, everybody here. We're all in this space differently than when we started. But it's really cool. I wouldn't change it for anything. So yeah, that's how I'm here.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, me too.
Lark.
Yeah, so Kay is obviously a queen at this. Now, early days, I only started writing. Okay, so I've always written more poetry, songs, that kind of thing in the past, but never anything like this. And so I kind of went through a bit of a dry spell with writing. I hadn't written in years, and kind of through discovering, this community, AE community, I started kind of feeling inspired again to write. So I had written this little kind of poetic piece of prose that I really liked, and I shared it with a few people, and they said, "Why don't have you thought of turning this into a script?" And I couldn't wrap my head around how I could do that. But I thought about it for a bit, and I thought I would just find out. And so around that time, I was also in AJ's Discord. Around that time, Kay had just put out, I want to say, was it Cotton Candy back in April? Would that have been right?
Yeah, that was my first script to hit Quinn in April of 2025.
So in AJ's community, there was like a live listen of that song of that script, and I was like, this is so cool. And so I hadn't really spoken much with Kay, but I reached out to her and asked some questions, just, kind of thinking about doing script writing, wanted to ask you a few things. And my gosh, she was wonderful. She completely showed me the ropes and sent me samples based on what she'd done before and what she had been taught. And yeah, I really kind of think of her. I know this sounds silly, but I kind of think of her as like my writing mentor, I guess, in this space. But
Aw,
no, I honestly, I cannot say enough fabulous things about Kay. And this is not me being performative at all. That's not me. But I like almost every script I've written, Kay has had her hand as a beta reader on it.
Mhm.
And so yeah, invaluable. So yeah, that was I think around April, May-ish when I reached out to kind of ask some questions. And then I started writing, I think in June. Um, and I gave my first script, I think it was to Doc. That one hasn't actually come out yet, but I think that was in July. I think it was July of last year, and yeah, so it's kind of been crazy. The first one I actually had on Quinn was Forever Kind, and that was Timmy, Useless Timidity. Kind of took a chance on new scriptwriter with that one, and so that came out October 3rd ish, I think. And yeah, so since then it's been crazy. I've got I think 24 audios on there now, and I think two coming up this week. It's
Wow.
yeah, it's crazy. I kind of describe it as being with me and my writing brain. I kind of think of it as the equivalent of when they say like with food, like your eyes are bigger than your stomach. That's me with writing. I just like I think I mean, okay, you could say like
Mhm.
how many times I come up, I'm like, oh my God, I just had this idea and it's probably random and stupid. But what's funny is like, how you always go, or for me, I tend to go to the voice of reason that they'll be like, no, you shouldn't do that. I go to Kay and I'm thinking she's gonna be like, nah. And she's always like, yes,
Go
do
for it.
it. Go for it. And I
Uh,
love that because I love when somebody gets as excited about this. I do. Because I do. I get stupidly excited with it.
So, Lark, how did you come up with sound sessions?
Um, okay, well, I can't tell the whole story. But essentially I had written a script for a VA. It hasn't come out yet.
Mhm.
I don't think it's been recorded yet. So I wrote a script that was musically inclined and I loved it just because I'm a huge music lover. Like I say, I used to write, I mean, I shouldn't even mention that I used to write music because it was so like unofficial, covert in the corner of my apartment kind of thing. But
Mhm.
it's always been something that I loved. And so I was really excited to make this script that involved a musical element in it. And then when Miles and I started connecting, and I told him that I did the script for this other VA, he was kind of interested in it. So I made one for him. And then so
Mhm.
once I had those two scripts, Miles and I were kind of talking like, should I turn this into like something? And yeah, so I started looking around, and I mean, there's so many VAs on Quinn that have some kind of musical background
Mhm.
or talent, and so yeah, I started asking around. I was anticipating maybe I might get like 4, 5, 6, maybe VAs, and well,
Yeah.
now
Uh-huh.
14.
That's
So
insane. That's so cool though. Oh my
yeah,
god.
so I kind of advertised 12, but I've just recently picked up a couple more just for one VA that, well, you guys know about this, but I guess I won't spoiler it. But one VA that I didn't realize was a musician, and as soon as I found out, I jumped on them, and they were so excited about it. And then another one I'd kind of been in chats with for a little while, and just finally got confirmation last week that he's on board. So
That's so cool.
yeah,
I want
I'm
to
super
know.
excited about it.
So, Kay, when you were writing Use Your Words, I'm sure you weren't
oh,
expecting it to have 5 parts to it.
Heavens no.
Yeah. So how did that come about?
No, so I left one open just because I well honestly I was taking a little bit of a bet on myself. I was like, well, this could turn into something kind of cool. So I'll just leave it open. I mean, a lot of audios kind of get left open ended, and that doesn't necessarily mean there will be a part two. Um,
mm-hmm.
and I also didn't really kind of know how to end it. I mean, so I just left it the way that it was. And then when the numbers started to climb and people really started to talk about it and mention a part two, I messaged AJ and asked if I could write a part two. I didn't really give him any sort of direction of where I might go, but he just told me to go for it. So I did, and what you hear was my first draft. It's what I sent him, and he said, "Yep, love it." I asked for him to ask John. That was my first little ask, just because they are such good buds in real life. I figured that real life kind of relationship would only strengthen the performance and would just make it like 1,000 times better. Um, and it did. People really, people really liked that them being friends in real life uh, came into play, came into play for part two. Um,
Mhm.
and then yeah, I left part two very open ended, and when AJ read part two, I kind of assumed I would maybe hear something back, like, okay, you're leaving this open ended again, like, because I say, like, I leave it open, like, okay, we're gonna meet again, like I have it clearly laid
Mhm.
out that there will be a part three. So and I didn't tell him that ahead of time. I put that right in the script. So I kind of thought he would.
You're
I
like,
kind
you
of
don't
thought he
have a
would like.
choice.
Yeah, I was like, I'm taking a bet on myself here once again. So I kind of thought he might say something, after he read it, but he didn't. He went ahead and recorded it, and I didn't know that John had accepted until he told me that it was dropping on this day and that John was in it. And I was like, perfect. So
Mhm.
John's in it, and you must be okay with a three because you didn't tell me otherwise. Um, so, so, so at that point, I knew there would be a part three. And then I figured that would be it, after the part three. But then after I wrote part three, um, people wanted more. And then I reached out to John and AJ again, and I said, what about a four and a five? Because I really wanted to give the husband a shot. I really wanted to give John's character a shot to show that he was,
Mhm.
putting in his best effort. And so I emailed them and I said, I know I'm asking a lot, especially of you, John, because when you signed up for your little cameo in two, you didn't have any idea where this was going.
Mhm.
And I didn't either. But four and five, here's what I'm thinking. What do you think? And they obviously accepted, and they it was amazing. I can't thank them enough for everything that they did. And I'm so proud of this little series, and I think everybody loved it. And
Yes.
yeah, it's my little baby.
That's amazing. So,
Yeah.
what inspires you both as writers?
I would say for me, a lot of it's music.
Okay.
I find the song lyrics are huge for me. So, for example, there's a script that I wrote for Hydrated Baritone called "Somewhere Only We Know," and he and
Mhm.
I kind of talked about concept behind it, and it's just kind of the two of them kind of being caught in the fog and almost having like this little world of their own, and it made me think of "Somewhere Only We Know" in that song, because that's kind of they got their own little space and stuff, and so that was that one. There was "Forever Kind" was pretty much inspired by the song "Undressed" by Somber. I don't want to get undressed for a new person all over again, is what the line is. Yeah, and so it was kind of that idea of um, yeah, just like the longing and the yearning, and just like saying like I don't want to do this all over again. I don't want to make
You're
new friends. I don't want to have new
Mhm.
experiences and stuff. So yeah, so for me, it's a lot of music uh, lines, because I mean, there's a lot of poets out there that are writing songs right now, and so that's kind of what inspires me for the most
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, I'm kind of the opposite of Lark, which I think why we make such a good little team here. she's like always like the beautiful, yearning, lovey, like just romantic things. And me over here, I'm like the taboo, toxic, little fantasy, dirty moments. All of my scripts are like kind of like, I've got sub club with Adrian about getting down in a uh, golf locker room. I've got late night snack with Eli about the listener coming in lingerie in his office at night, and I've so mine are always just like little off the clock escapades
Mhm.
that happen behind or sometimes in front of uh closed doors. It's the naughty little moments um that you don't talk about
Mhm.
amongst friends, or maybe you do. Depends on who your friends are, but I like the fantasies. I like the fantasies that you think about and sometimes you're brave enough to try out.
Mhm.
I think it's funny because the
Yeah.
two of us are very, like she says, we're very different in that way. So it's like I try and write, sometimes push my boundaries to make it toxic, to make Kay proud. And I think Kay tries to do the same thing. I mean, I'm known for yearning and for my awful puns and dad jokes. And so I feel like Kay tries to kind of every once in a while, she'll throw something in to make me proud. And then I'm always trying to bring it like to that next level of toxic for Kay. So yeah.
And get fucked. You're also known for get fucked.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's my baby.
Yeah.
My baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Such an amazing piece of
That
literature.
was so insane.
Yeah, it's so funny how
Oh.
that evolved too. That kind of started. It all started with a random conversation in Dolph's Discord, and it was a completely different, silly adult themed game show that we were talking about in there. And then I kind of said something about it. I was like, "Yeah, that needs to be a script," and he's like, "Okay, write it, and I'll put it together." And I was like, "Wait, what?"
Wait,
He's
what?
like, "Yeah, yeah." He's like, "Write it up," and he's like, "I'll reach out to the VAs. We'll make it happen." And so yeah, it was crazy.
I like
Yeah,
that.
it's fun. Yeah, it was like completely different though, because even though I mean, you guys know I'm really random, and with my sense of humor, I pretty much don't have a filter a lot of the time. But in my writing, I am very yearny and poetic and kind of romantic. So it
He
was it
is.
was a huge challenge, even though I might be like get fucked, like that's my personality in real life. It's not in writing, so it's like I had to really channel it.
I think it's like for both of you, even though you're very, your styles are different, but it brings out a lot of that real human experience for both.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think that's important. And yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's why I think, like I said, I have paid beta read most of my scripts and vice versa. I think even though we write about different content, we both really like to embrace like the banter and everything. We like it to kind of be as real as possible.
Mhm.
And have like incorporate these little moments that maybe you wouldn't see highlighted normally, but it's something that a couple would do or would say that just kind of like adds that level of realness, or at least that's what I try to do anyway.
Yeah,
Absolutely. It totally comes
Yeah.
through.
it does. For both of you, it really
Right.
does. So, what was it like having your very first script performed?
Oh my goodness.
Is
It,
it was super surreal.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
could imagine.
Yeah. While Use Your Words was the first one I sold, it took 6 months for that one to drop. So in the meantime, I kept writing, and Cotton Candy with Amanda was actually the first one that dropped on Quinn. Um, so yeah, I was sitting with my laptop open, listening to her and reading my script at the same time, seeing how closely she stuck, which is something I don't do anymore because every VA, improvs a little bit or they say
Mhm.
things just a little bit differently. And, at first I was like, oh, she said it a bit differently. Did she not like the way I wrote it? And,
Mhm.
I don't do that anymore because it doesn't matter. Um, and then of course, refreshing to read the comments and all that stuff. And then you see your little name on Quinn, and it's like, oh my gosh, like I'm on there. Like, how cool is that? And then seeing everybody else like listen with you in Discords, and it's really cool, and it's still really cool. that fun, that kind of excitement doesn't go away.
Mhm.
Um, it's just it's cool to hear your words come to life, to hear somebody else interpret them, especially when they interpret them the way they sounded in your head.
Mhm.
It's just, and when they nail like a line that's like one of your favorite lines in the script too, it's like, oh fuck yes, they did it. Like, I love it. Um, so it's really cool. It's just so cool.
Yeah. Lark, what
Yeah,
about you?
I have to agree. Yeah, so my first one, like I said, Forever Kind, and that was Timmy that put that one out, and it's a really emotionally charged script. It actually
Mhm.
started out as a safe for work, kind of just like the yearning part where he's writing a love letter, and so then it was made spicy, obviously, but it was because it was so emotionally charged. It's like you're not sure. Anytime you give a script to somebody, you're not sure if they're going to handle it. You hope they handle it with the same care that you would want them to, but you don't always know, right? So you're going into it a little bit blind, and just hoping that they feel it the way that you intended it to be received, I guess.
Mhm.
So with Timmy, he just, I don't know, he's got a magic about him anyway. But with that script, he was moved by it, and you could tell he was moved by it. Like he made a comment to someone that when he was recording it, he got emotional in the booth, and you could hear that.
Aw.
And what I loved about his
Mhm.
recording is that, like, you can hear that he got emotional, and he didn't try to hide that. So it's like you can hear the sniffles, and you can hear the kind of like gruffness in the voice and stuff that some people might tend to like filter or edit out a little bit. He left it raw like that, and it was just, it just was incredible. It was like my first experience, especially.
Mhm.
It was
Yeah.
just, it was insane. It was so good. And then yeah, of course, being tied to Quinn, like Quinn's kind of like you know the benchmark, the goal,
Yeah.
I guess. So
Mhm.
yeah, and so there's what Kay was saying, exactly the same. In the beginning, you pull out the script and you're reading along, and then now I rarely do that. The only time I really do it now is if there's a couple of VAs who are absolutely wonderful, but they like to improv a lot,
Mhm.
and which is wonderful. But like sometimes you're worried that like how much of that is really, if the audio is great, that's great, but how much of it is
Mhm.
a credit to me? You know what I mean? So you kind of go back through to make sure that enough of your voice, I guess, is in there. But yeah, no, it's a really cool experience.
Mhm. Absolutely. So, what is the weirdest place you both have ever written smut?
Mm.
Oh, God, probably in the school pickup line, picking up my kids. Yeah,
Oh my
probably
god.
voice notes. Probably voice notes to Lark, or
Yeah,
a message to Lark, just so I don't forget it. Something like that.
I love those.
Hey, quick
Yeah.
note. Fucking in a porta potty. Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh God. That's the first thing you went
I
to,
don't
huh?
know
Right?
why. It was just
it's
what I had
obviously
in
a spoiler
Someone
of
write it
something to
down.
come.
Someone write it down.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Talking of
Awful.
cursed scripts,
Oh geez.
uh,
Okay,
sorry.
and then our last question before we get to the game is, what's your favorite excuse when someone asks what you're writing?
Excuse for when they ask what I'm writing.
Mhm.
I don't know if I've ever been asked by anybody.
Okay, that's good.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, sorry. I didn't quite understand. I understand what you mean now. So, like, you mean like if you tell someone that you're a writer and they ask what you're writing, and then you have to
Yeah,
try and
yeah,
come up
yeah.
with, oh yeah, oh my gosh, that happens to me all the time, and I'm just like, I don't know.
I just
Why do people
dabble.
ask that? I just understand. Yeah, I'm trying to think like if somebody tells me they're a writer, do I really go that much further with it? But everybody does, and so yeah, and it's not something you can just throw out there. I mean, you test the waters for sure, but you're just kind of, I'm just like, oh well, short stories. I'll start there, short stories,
Mhm.
and hope that they leave it. They never do, and then it's like, oh, just
Oh, can I read them?
like yeah, yeah, exactly. romance, something like that. And then they're like, oh, and hopefully they leave it there. They never
Uh-huh.
do. So then
Oh,
it's
no.
like, they keep pushing, and then you're just like, then you have to you change the subject, or you go like pull in. So
Mhm.
yeah, I haven't gone full in with many people. I haven't told a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's
So,
I don't know. There's a lot of stigma attached to it, but
yeah. Some of
Mhm.
my finest were Vincent van Gonads.
okay, yeah, Vincent Van Gogh nods. One of the references in Get Fucked. That was the one I'm quite sure that won Atlas over. So
It's so
yeah, because
good.
I sent him the script and I was like, I kind of described it to him, and he was like this was back in like September, so he was pretty new. I was pretty new
Mhm.
to the writing thing, and I was like, okay, it's a little bit crazy. It's not, because he'd read a couple of my other scripts that were very yearny. I was like, okay, this is a little bit different, so I'm really paranoid about it. And then,
Mhm.
I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, I think it'll be great. What I read so far is great. I'm like, yeah. Did you get to the Vincent Van Gonads part yet? He was like, I was like, I don't know how you'll feel about that. And he was like, oh, that made me love it even more. So good.
That sold him.
Yeah, I love that I have some VAs around here that humor my, absolute ridiculousness.
So did you actually tell him to make it wankable?
Yeah, see, I don't remember. Like, I know we say that all the time. We always say that was like the direction we gave Atlas. I don't know that we ever described it like that, but that was definitely Dolph's direction, right?
Oh,
Because
that's funny.
when we started writing it, and I was almost playing too much into the humor and not enough into the sexy parts, and like Dolph's like, people, we still need to give them something here. People still need to be able to wank to this. I'm like, oh yeah, that's true. So then I like totally
yeah.
amped that up. But then, I mean, my God, Atlas, like the part 3, when it
Oh my
really gets
god.
into the heat of it, like
I know.
I told him, I was like, I'm kind of upset that I wrote that. Well, I mean, I say that I wrote it that hot. He performed it that hot. Let's be real. But I'm kind of upset that that scene is in that kind of audio. You know what I mean? Because it's not like people are like, oh, I'm feeling a little spicy. Let me just put on Get Fucked. Like that's not happening. So
I don't know.
I
I
kind of
play that like every weekend. What are you talking about?
yeah, and then you sit down
Comfort
to write your
audio.
porta potty script. I get it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh my
Actually, it's
God.
what I listen to when I go to a porta potty,
There you go. Yeah, that's your
Ew.
foreplay. I get it.
Oh, gross.
Oh,
Sorry.
gross. No.
You started it.
What?
People have
Oh,
such a weird perception of my life now.
Okay.
oh gosh.
Okay.
Oh god.
Oh Lord.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay. So that actually brings us to the first round of the game. So our game today, Lark and Kay, you will be given 3 to 5 minutes to create a silly script based on the prompt from our spinner. Alice, you get to perform the script to the best of your ability, and if you're not comfortable at any point, we will move on. Don't feel forced to do any of this, but Alice, you do have to do this. I'm sorry to. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
You
No,
can't back out now.
I don't think you
Texas, but
understand.
sexy.
All right.
Yeah.
Your first
Wow.
prompt is
Haunted Strappy.
haunted
Spooky shit. Give
Strappy.
me this spooky shit.
Wait, do you
Alright.
guys know who Strappy is?
No.
That's
Is that?
the pink one, right?
Yeah.
That's mine. That's my
Okay.
girl.
It's Alice's.
Yeah. Alice's Plappy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Whatever you want to do with that. I mean, if you want more, I mean, I guess we can. You don't. Okay, you're home alone. You want to pull out some
God.
stuff, and you find out that your strap is a
potty.
little bit haunted.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Porta potty.
Oh,
Yeah, in the porta potty. Okay, you're in the porta
Don't do it
potty.
in the porta
and-
potty.
No,
No, kidding,
no,
kidding.
no.
No, you know what? We still have somewhat of a
You
reputation.
took it too far.
Yeah, exactly.
You took it too far.
I'm all for weird, just not that brand of it.
Okay. Your time is up. You can finish the sentence that you're working on and then stop.
This is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever wrote.
Let me just make this a whole much bigger so that Alice can see
A
it.
whole much
Okay.
bigger.
A whole much bigger. My
A
bad.
whole
Right.
much bigger. No, keep that line in there. That was great. You
Shut
should have
up.
that in there.
Okay, so are we gonna be able to put this out?
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
You said worse on here.
No giggling. Okay. Okay. All right. You guys ready? Thank God I'm finally alone. Halloween night. The last trick-or-treater gone, and I can finally treat myself. Nothing tastes as sweet as Strappy feels. Come to Mama. Oh my God! My Strappy is glowing. Strappy? What are you... Mommy didn't tell you to start. you have to warm me up first. Wait, did you just talk to me? You want to taste my pussy? Is that your treat tonight, Strappy? Yeah? Tell me something. Do you have a tongue inside that dirty mouth, Strappy? Oh, my. Yes, you do. Look at that big, thick tongue. Now, come and taste my pussy. Make mommy purr.
Wow.
It was so good. I
I
love it.
mean,
Are we gonna make this a full audio? Because
instant classic. Instant fan base.
Did I accidentally make a cursed script hot?
Sure.
I don't know, like I feel like partway through that you just kind of like settled into it and you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is a vibe.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Honestly, this is just warming me up for later because I have to record today.
Yeah, there you go. See, we're helping.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
You're
so
welcome.
much.
What
Your prompt is
does werewolf
does
want
werewolf
belly rubs?
Yeah, does werewolf want belly rubs?
Somebody go get Dolph.
No.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, so question. Is
Mhm.
Alice the werewolf? Or is the
Yes.
listener the werewolf? Alice is the werewolf. Okay.
wherever you're feeling, whoever
wherever
you want the
you-
werewolf.
If you want to be talking to the werewolf, or she could be.
No, you
the
know what?
werewolf.
If Alice is the werewolf, that means she's got to get all growly. Me like that, right? Yeah.
I'm so bad at being growly. I don't know what you guys are gonna do.
Well, you're asking for belly rubs, so I mean, you could just be a little like grr.
That's more whimpery. Growly is like intimidating.
Give me my belly rubs.
Give me my
Sorry.
belly rub. I can't do it.
That was amazing. Okay.
With the power of editing, this space won't be here. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Plapman.
Batless.
I'm Batless. You have 3 minutes remaining.
Oh God,
Yes.
we should just have him here for that specifically.
3 minutes later.
3 minutes later. Yes.
That is a really
That's
good
pretty
impression.
good, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Time is up. You can finish the last line you're on.
You can finish now.
Thank you for your permission.
You're welcome.
You
But
can
she
finish
does.
now.
To anyone who's not listened to stuff we've written before, this is not an indicator of
This
quality.
is not a
Can we-
good
This
representation.
is not, nope, this is not a thing. Nope.
No, if you want a good representation, go listen to Get Fucked and use your words and all of the.
Don't worry, I was prepared for this moment. Are we ready?
Okay.
Get fucked for Lark.
All right. Go listen to Open Mic Night, Wildflowers, Lullaby, Stoplight Serenade, Strum for Me, Teaching You a Lesson, Prom Night, The Forever Kind, The Layover, Nice, The Night Market, Naughty, The Naughty File, If the World Was Ending, Somewhere Only We Know, NYE and Chill, Wake to Dream, Take Command, Quality Time, Fixing You Up, Acts of Service, Seeing Stars, Physical Touch, The Window Display, Open Mic Night, A Helping Hand, Lock It Down, Lullaby, Stoplight Serenade, Running Through My Head, Strum for Me, Teaching You a Lesson, Our Last Night Apart, Prom Night, Late Night Lift. Okay, that's it.
Why did that sound
Nice.
like a list of side effects?
Okay, and Kaychase.
Kind
My cause erectile dysfunction. No.
How unfortunate.
And then for Kaychase, Say Please, Use Your Words, Break Me, The Nice List, Double Jeopardy, Use Your Words Part 2, Moonlight Notes, Sub Club, Cotton Candy, Game Over, Late Night Snack, Protect and Serve, In the Rough, Artful afternoon. Building our future. Use your words part 4. Posing with pearls. Use your words part 5. Tea for 2. Use your words part 3. An educated stalking. First edition. Receiving gifts. Girl talk. Words of affirmation. Piping hot. Alimony. Make your daddy your good boy. Word. I think that's all of them.
Word.
Word.
Side effects.
I remember that one.
Word.
Okay, I have to figure out how to growl. Hold on, give me a second. That hand of yours looks pretty empty. Now what would help? A fistful of fur to make me purr. Rub my tummy and make me your mommy. Hit that sweet spot and it's like open sesame. Legs spread and kicking. And while my legs are open, you can put your lips to mine and look until I howl. Ow! Eat me out and give me that sexy back tickles, because who doesn't love a back tickle? You better hurry before I turn my back, baby. Wait, hold on. You better hurry before I turn back, baby.
That was
That was-
beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know how to growl.
You did
No,
good. You did
That's
did a
why I
great
play
job.
vampires.
So, what is your favorite thing about audio erotica?
I personally just like the freedom that it gives you. I mean, you can explore anything you want whenever you want in a safe space. It also kind of gave, when I first started listening, it kind of gave me a little bit of like a self-esteem boost. As a mom of two, you kind of lose kind of who you are just as a woman after having kids and just settling into that role as mom. You kind of put everybody else first. So it was just kind of nice to kind of find me again and remember that I am kind of like a beautiful, sexy woman. And so that was nice. It's kind of nice. The inner positive feelings that it gave me was something that I didn't expect, but that I really, really liked.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I would agree with that for sure. Yeah, it's like it can be so many things to so many different people, and people kind of consume it in different ways. There's passive listeners, there's more active listeners. It very much gives you, like Kay mentioned, the opportunity to explore, to have these fantasy experiences that you wouldn't normally, or that, you just, not that you wouldn't even have the opportunity to, but you also just don't think you'd actually like in real life, but it's fun. You know what I mean? It's just fun to think about. But yeah, I think too, you know, for people who have, had traumatic pasts, and are kind of a little bit hesitant about relationships, a little bit scared, that kind of thing, it allows you to kind of experience similar feelings. You can, through these characters, you can experience like love and adoration and, passion and all of those things, in a safe place that almost kind of ease you into the idea of more, if that makes sense. So I feel like there's the main thing I've seen, or one main thing I've seen since kind of joining the community, is just how healing it's been for people. Whether it's, there's a passive abuse, or if it's, just people, like Kay mentioned, just trying to find themselves. That's kind of a huge theme, I think, is there's a lot of people in this community that are just kind of trying to find themselves, and become authentically them. And I think it's an incredible outlet for that. And the sense of community in general around this is insane. I would never have thought, you just wouldn't think, because it's such a taboo thing, people consider it as like sometimes as a form of porn, right? So it's like you wouldn't think that there'd be such a sense of community around it, but there is, and like non-judgment too, which is crazy. But yeah, it's like I've like these people, all of whom actually, I don't think I've met anybody officially, from this community, and they know way more about me, authentically me, than people that I've known for years or talked to, daily. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to it.
Yeah, you definitely come You definitely come into this space as a more honest version of yourself than you are in real life.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because like what's the point, what's the point in lying? I know people say like, you could be whoever you want. And so there is kind of like absolutely like a layer of like, anybody could be a catfish for sure. But like beyond that, yeah, you can like just kind of I don't want to say expose yourself because, I mean, yeah, that too. But uh, yeah, you can just kind of like be raw. So yeah,
I
Yeah.
consider myself more of a trout, but that's cool.
there you go.
Sorry.
What's your favorite audio you've ever written or series?
Okay, well, for me,
I-
I mean, I sorry, just jump in there. I have favorites for different reasons. I would say though, as of right now, it's probably Lock It Down that Atlas performed, and I think because there's so much of me in it. When I wrote it, there's just a lot of little elements that are me in it, and then also to see the way it was so well received, like I just was blown away. Because it is an audio that does represent like the listener is like a curvy girl. There's like some body appreciation in there and curve appreciation, and yeah, just like this, like Atlas's character is just like this completely adoring, like loving, passionate guy that's just like obsessed with her in like the best way. And it was wonderful just kind of seeing the reaction everybody had to it. And yeah, so I'd say that one probably for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you wrote that so long ago. Like you wrote that really early.
Yeah,
And
that was like one of maybe my second script, something like that.
Oh, wow.
yeah. And so for it to come out and then people to love it so much when you were still so new, um, it's really cool.
Yeah. That is awesome.
Uh yeah. Well, me, I'm obviously it's use your words for me just because it was my first one and uh and blew up the way that it did. I'm also really proud of part 4 and use your words just because of the way um a lot of the reasons is because of the way that John performed it because he trusted me enough to kind of go outside of his comfort zone
Mhm.
in a quite a big way. Um so I really like that whole series. Um so yeah, super proud of that.
That's actually huge. I mean, I just have to say, it may not be recognized as much on the listener side, but for the writers and the VAs, that sequels don't normally do that well. It's kind of seems like you've got part one and then the numbers kind of dwindle for part
Mhm.
two, and the odds of
Mhm.
even getting to a part three are next to none. But
Right.
to get all the way to like a part five and have them all be
Mhm.
so well received is it's incredible. So I that's a huge testament to UK that yeah, you pulled that off in like in spades.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it again, yeah, I think it definitely a lot is owed to John and AJ and saying yes and their in real life relationship was definitely a plus and in a little ways sometimes sometimes a negative because people got so caught up in their real life relationship
Mhm.
that they were like how could AJ do that to John, like, and it's like it's not AJ and John,
It's
it's
not
It's not
real.
real.
these are characters.
Oh
But
gosh.
then even when I was writing, I was getting in my own head, like, I can't make AJ be so mean to John. And it's like, they're not real people. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's, yeah.
You're not real. Sorry.
Yeah. Shut up.
Oh gosh.
So when you guys are writing, do you typically write with a specific voice in mind, or do you just kind of keep it more general so that whoever is available for a script can pick it up?
I think not to speak for Kay, but I think both of us have been fortunate enough early on, I think, to start forging some relationships that
now it's to a point where, yeah, I do write for the person. So because I've built those relationships that I can go to, Dolph or to Atlas or to whoever and say, I've got this idea. What do you think? And then they'll say, yeah, sure, run with it. And so, and I think that's advantageous in that I try to write with their voice. And so make it sound as much like them as possible. And so even if I'm working with a new VA I haven't worked with before, like in the week that I'm writing their script, that's who I'm listening to. Like it's their audios that I have in my ears because I'm trying to capture like the nuance of like different expressions they use or different like cadence or that kind of thing to try and make it as authentic as possible. So yeah, it's rare. I don't even know. Okay, have I even wrote a general one for anybody since like the first or second? I don't think I have. I think all of them, yeah, have mostly been directed for a specific VA.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I can't remember you writing for whoever in a long time.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I agree with Lark. I I'm normally writing for a specific voice.
Hmm.
And if I'm not, I have one or two in mind.
Mhm.
And normally that one or two will take it. So
Yeah. So
yeah.
do you pitch ideas to the VAs first and then write it, or do you just like already have it written and then like, hey, look, take a look at this?
Um at first, obviously when I first started out, I would have full scripts done, like full polished,
Hmm.
ready to go. Um as I've grown a little bit and gotten a little bit of a portfolio underneath my belt here that I can show them, I have started pitching simply ideas. Um, and with Atlas, I'll message him a sentence or a tag and be like, "Hey, can I do this? Would this be okay with you?" And he'll be like, "Sure." So it's super super unformal or informal and easy with Atlas. Um, with AJ, I can send him an idea and he'll be like, "Yeah, go for it."
Mhm.
So yeah, no, I can pitch ideas now. I think I'm definitely comfortable doing that. Where in the beginning, absolutely not.
Right.
It was super polished. It was, here I am. This is what I've done. Here's a script. Please look at it. I will edit it any way you want.
Oh gosh.
Just just read it, please.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's about the same. Most of mine, most of mine these days are I mean, like if it's someone that yeah, like so Atlas or Dolph or Miles or yeah, those are the main ones that I work with. Yeah, a simple line or a voice note or something with a pitch is good enough. But if it's someone that I've worked with like a little but not a lot, or somebody brand new, then like Kay said, we've got now we've got kind of like a body of work behind us to kind of let them know that we're gonna we'll I was gonna say we're gonna perform or we'll put out for them either way. No, not what I meant. Not
We'll
what I meant.
deliver.
We'll
We'll
deliver.
deliver.
Thank you very much. Um, so, but like, you'll still kind of do up, I'll at least do up like a concept sheet, which is just kind of like some suggested tags and kind of like a summary and that kind of thing. If it's like someone that I haven't really worked with before, but I think because like, I mean, we're so busy now that, I, I want to I don't want to write a full script with a VA in mind if they're not going to take it, I guess. Or I wouldn't say I
Right.
wouldn't do it, but I'm less likely to write a full script if I'm going to get down that road and they're like, yeah, I wish you hadn't done that. So yeah, it also adds a layer of pressure to them too, right? If they're thinking like, oh, sorry, I know you wrote this whole script, but it's not really my thing. I don't want them to
Mhm.
feel pressured to kind of have to take something that's not for them either.
Right.
Hmm. Yeah. I always, if it is a new VA that I'm pitching an idea to, I do always ask, you know, boundaries ahead of time.
Mhm.
Are there words, phrases, or anything you are simply uncomfortable with or you don't do? Because I, again, don't want to write a script with things in that they're against
Mhm.
or don't feel comfortable doing, because that's a waste of everybody's time.
Right.
Right.
Oh yeah, I've had some really, really. I mean, all of my. I mean, I'm awkward anyway, but my all of my like initial conversations with a VA are usually pretty awkward on my end, not theirs, on mine, because I'm trying to make sure that I'm very respectful and professional and maintain the boundaries, and then I'm also wanting, you're pitching very like very sexual content to someone that you've never spoken to before. You don't
Right,
want to just
right.
be throwing these words out. Like I tell this story, but there was one VA that I was talking to. It might even have been Friday. I'm not sure. It might have been Friday that I was like pitching an idea, and I was like, down there, like instead of just saying like
Oh.
penis or something, it's like like down there. And then as soon as I did that, I'm like, why would you? And then I apologized immediately. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just being weird right now. And he's like, you're good, you're good. But it was just like
Oh.
in that moment, I was like, I hadn't really interacted with him a lot, and I was just trying to be very mindful, and I didn't want to,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
awkward. You don't,
I think I did that with Atlas in the beginning.
yeah.
Like I was pitching something and I was like, and then the stuff happens. And then,
And then the stuff happens.
it's,
The stuff,
yeah.
the stuff.
And then the
It's always
Plaps.
like you're so
there.
awkward about it.
Yeah.
I mean, from this side, it's like really funny when that happens because we're like it's fine. Like I appreciate it, but at the same time, it's like it does make me laugh if that happens, where it's like someone's being very professional and then it switches later, and I'm like, you're asking me questions about very specific things now. We're trying to like
Yeah.
figure it out, like for a script later, and it's just like it's funny. It's cute. It's funny because it's
Yeah.
everybody. I don't know about the guys. I can't speak for them, but like at least for me.
Yeah.
Well, I was writing one for Dolph and it was a pegging one and
Mm.
it was like he was getting pegged and it was his first time with a dildo and it was going to be vibrating and I had emailed him and I said, if it's his first time, is it okay that it vibrates? And I sent the email and I just sat and thought to myself, what in the world? Is my life now. I just sent an email
Yeah.
asking if a vibrating dildo was acceptable for a first timer.
The things you talk about with people, it's just like these are
Yeah.
not conversations I expected to have with strangers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's really fun when you get like,
FYI,
going,
he said
though.
it was okay.
It is funny though when you get going on a conversation and people are excited about it, and then you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, and then you're
Aw.
like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is weird.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, you check yourself like at least like 2-3 times a week. You hear yourself. You're outside your body and you hear something you're saying. You're like, what is my life? Like how many times do we say that in the course of the day? It's just
Yeah.
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 Right?
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which is
I
why
feel like that's the same for us even. Just some of the
yeah.
conversations we have in here, like even when we're doing some of the games and I'm like thinking of like I'm going through and like picking script lines. I'm like, I know they've said this before, but like, are they comfortable saying it again? Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
we
we
always
don't
double
care.
check.
We don't care.
well, like
We're like,
it took me a
meh.
while to get used to even like using some of these terms. Like, and you can ask Kay in the beginning. I mean, I still struggle with writing the spicy scenes and stuff, but in the beginning, I was joking around that I was gonna come up with nicknames for it to write them in the script so it was more comfortable for me, and then I would just do a find and replace later. Like I would just call
Aw.
it, like I don't know, like call it princess or something, and just change it to pussy.
Oh, princess.
A princess.
That would be a funny premise for a script though, to have like forgotten to have left them in there or something.
I
it's a
was gonna
very
say, like, I feel like at that point, like, what if you left one in on accident?
Yeah,
yeah,
You had to
exactly.
like leave and come back, and
it's a very what was it? The Office,
The
one a
Office,
single
yeah.
DeWitt.
Twigged, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, speaking of The Office, I have a script coming out tomorrow, or an audio coming out on Tuesday that there's an office quote in there.
I
So
was like, are there 2
listen
gyms in
for it.
there?
Pardon?
Oh no.
Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
that's great.
So is there a trope that you like writing more than any other?
I think Friends to Lovers is probably my favorite.
Mhm.
Yearning.
Yeah, I
Yes.
need to hear it.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes. She loves a good confession.
Yeah, I
Yes.
do. Yeah,
Sorry.
I was talking a VA the other day who said, I need you to write a really good yearning, a really romantic script for me. And I was like, cool, like any tropes you want? And he was like, no, I don't want to limit anything. And so I was like talking out loud with him and I was like, okay, well, these are the ones that would give you the biggest yearn. It's going to be exes to lover, friends to lovers, and I was going through all these other ones and like analyzing it. So any of the ones that give you a good yearn, that's what I like.
So hypothetically speaking, who is this for?
Yeah. It's I'll just say it's
Really?
one of the usual suspects. So
Oh gosh.
That's not good
Side
for me.
effects may include
That's
death.
terrible for you.
That's terrible,
Terrible
for me.
for you, Amanda.
Terrible, horrible. Death.
Amanda hates when people write stuff that she enjoys, okay?
I hate it, but I love it. It's
She's
a
gonna
problem.
get mad at you and try to fight you.
Yeah, when Brewy wrote the artist script and I got to beta, I was like, ooh, girl, I'm gonna smack you on drop day. like,
She's so aggressive on drop days. She's always like threatening to kill me and other
I'm so-
people.
I get it though. I
it's
get
out
it.
of
And
love.
like Brewy is like an insane writer. I like stand for Brewy hardcore. She knows this. I jumped in her DMs hardcore last time. Um she spends a lot of time writing. I mean, you do. You spend a lot of time writing, but it's like that every detail is just like
Ugh,
it's
yeah.
yeah, it's
Mhm.
just so well thought out. And it just makes me happy because, in like a space where there's so much AI and all this other stuff kind of starting to creep in. And then you see someone that's obviously labored over their work for hours and like selected like perfectly crafted words and phrases. It just makes me really happy to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sorry, okay. I'm
Will.
curious to hear what your trope is. What's your favorite trope?
Oh, whatever the opposite of you
Yeah.
is me.
So
So
enemies to lovers?
I really
hate.
like
Yeah.
also
Give me
that like
Yeah.
your branding is very opposite to what you like.
It's that my new branding is in the works. I've got something coming. Yeah, that what you're looking at was me in Canva uh
I feel ya.
lots and lots of months ago.
I feel ya.
Yeah, no, yeah, I definitely like the toxic, the tension, yeah.
The hate.
I'm the hate.
I'm still
Yeah,
waiting
the
for
hate.
lovers to enemies. Can someone write that? Sorry.
Lovers to
Oh yeah, back to
enemies.
lovers again. Lovers to enemies to lovers. It's fine.
Interesting.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That'd be
Um,
fun.
I
I've
mean,
done that.
somebody
I did
somebody in
something
this,
like
You
that.
know,
That sounds like a series.
yeah.
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 Let me
It's
just write
you
that down
know.
real quick. I'm just
Oh my
gonna
gosh.
You know who writes a good hate fuck script is Kay over there.
Right.
So, hmm
Who doesn't love
Yeah.
who doesn't love that though? Like come
Hey,
on.
hey, Kay, I
No,
might I might need some of that soon.
I love
Okay.
that. Yep.
Something a lot of us deal with on a pretty consistent basis is writer's block. Is there anything that you guys do in particular to kind of try to help get yourself out of that or kind of break that block?
That's a tough one. Um, yeah, I mean, I can say like I was having like panic induced writer's block just last week. And Kay is very good at calming me down because I get wild sometimes. um, and yeah, I was having one of those panic moments where I was like, I need to get something done and I need to get done really quick, but I need it to be like, I will never sacrifice quality for, speed essentially. But at the same time, I want to make sure I'm delivering on time. So, yeah, so I think I reached out to Kay and it was just like a matter of talking it out. So it's just like voice notes back and forth, like brainstorming with another creative, I find is like really helpful. Because I think you get so stuck in your head that you can't see past what's in front of you. And when you've got someone that's a little bit more objective and can see the whole picture, they can kind of almost like snap you out of it, like pop your bubble, I guess. Don't do it. Don't take that. And yeah, so I'd say that. Didn't want you to go anywhere
Yeah,
with that.
definitely.
That'd be cool.
Everybody calm
Yeah,
down.
it definitely helps. It definitely helps having people in the community, especially, a fellow writer, or if you're a VA, a fellow VA to talk to, or just putting it down and stepping away for a little bit, or even writing or creating in a new space outside if you're always inside, or a coffee shop if you're always writing, at a desk, or just changing the environment around you. Um, or having somebody else look at it and saying, "Hey, have you looked at it through this lens?" or something like that. Because I definitely get caught up in my scripts sometimes. The writing, I've said it. I just said it on when Meg interviewed me for her Pages and People pod a few days ago. Once I get to the spicy part in a script, I tend to freeze up, and I do that because I'm very worried about being repetitive in those scenes, because it is very easy to be repetitive in those scenes. Um, and so it takes me a long time. It takes me a long time to get through those. So I'm not a quick writer. I will I will procrastinate. I will go back through the beginning 10 times and edit that 10 times instead of pushing through the sex scene because I don't want to do it.
Mm.
Um so I it's something I have to work through. And then Lark will send me these amazing scripts she's written in like 3 days, and it's like, God damn you.
Okay.
And she has all these
The 3-day
she
thing
has
happened
all of
once,
these
okay? The 3-day thing happened once.
well,
And it was, and to be fair, it was only after you broke me out of the writer's block last week and we had that conversation. So, but yeah,
I
I
know.
digress.
Yeah. So we all have our strengths. Um
Yeah.
Ironically, writing the spicy parts is not one of mine.
Yeah.
It takes me a really long time to get through them. Unless and that is one of the reasons why I do like the MDOM role so much, is because there's a lot of dialogue
Mm.
that is available in that type of role. There's a lot of instruction to be shared, and direction to be given. So
Mhm.
there's a lot more for me to work with, um, which is why I like it. So yeah, have forgotten what the question even was. I don't know.
How do you get out of writer's block?
Oh, writer's block. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I get writer's block as much as just not wanting to write the middle part
Yeah.
of a script as much. I can do the beginning all day long. That is my favorite part. The
Mhm.
character and world building, foreplay. That I love it. I'll do it. I'll do it all day. But once it's time for the nitty gritty, it's like, oh, okay, what pet names are we going to use? What action is going to happen first? How are we going to do this? Where are they doing it? Like, it's just
Yeah.
How are they
it.
talking with their mouth full?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's harder than it looks. I think people think it's really easy,
Mm.
and it's not. At least for me, it is. It's the hardest part for me.
Yeah, it
It
is.
helps make it
Definitely.
look really easy.
Yeah,
If that helps. I don't know if that
because
helps.
I sit and agonize it.
That's so
I sit and agonize over it for a long time.
Yeah. And I mean, there's some VAs that are really good at kind of like reading subtext and can kind of, especially once you work with them a few times, they can kind of read where you're going with it and then they can maybe improv a little bit. But
Oh
also, like,
yeah.
I don't ever want to bank on someone improving it. So like I've had one VA say that some people will put like improv this section here, and like a lot of VAs like that, but then you get some that they're like, well, why am I doing all the work, if I'm paying you to do it, it's kind of their thought
Mhm.
process. So I'd rather give more lines than too few, so then they can pick and choose what they use. But
Mhm.
yeah, in the meantime, yeah, it's really hard trying to come up with fresh language every time, especially since like what I what I came up upon in February, you think to yourself when you're writing, like, oh, I haven't done this action for a while, I'll throw it in there. But you don't know when these scripts are coming out. So there was one that I
Mm.
had written back, I don't know, like end of last year, that just happened to come out the same time as when I wrote for I think it was like the Love Languages series. And it was like, what are the odds those two, I mean, like the only time I know these
Mhm.
two things, what are the odds they're going to come out in the same week together? But it'll happen, right? So, oh no, this is back. Oh no.
Yes, it's back
It's just time.
for the next round of the game. Oh gosh. Oh
Oh my
no.
Hey,
gosh.
sorry,
Okay.
I'm excited
Oh,
for all
Jesus.
of these, so
All right.
Oh
We got
God.
sock puppets get handy. I'll pick it up.
Jesus.
That is amazing. Um,
Getting
uh,
handy.
I wrote all of these titles, so I'm very happy about all of them.
Let's get handsy.
this is impressive. This is an impressive one.
I'm
Um,
glad you think so, because if not, I quit.
I quit.
You're not allowed to quit.
I've said it
Yeah.
before, and I'll say it again. When I grow up, I want to be Lark.
oh, because of the puns.
Yes.
Yeah. That's-
I'm still waiting for my moment where I have a pun that Lark is proud of. I'm not there yet.
Oh,
I'm proud of you on the daily. I don't know what you're talking about. But
I'm I've been close, I think.
You've been
there's
close.
corrupt.
you're just
Hello.
edging us.
I've been close.
How close? So close. Did you finish though?
Are we have we started?
I'm starting it right now.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. So we'll say like
Okay, should
Alice has
Alice have the sock puppet
yeah,
hand?
yeah, I think so.
Oh
Okay.
God.
Okay. Glad we're on the same page.
Can we make the listener male just so that I can rhyme sock with cock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, please. That's
I
so
gotta
funny.
I have to get cock in here at least 17 times
Listen,
to keep my record.
do it.
So would it be considered a handful or a mouthful? I guess it would be a mouthful, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it still a hand job if it's inside of a sock puppet's mouth?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, a hand puppet job? I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's a thing.
Okay. The time is up, but you can finish the line.
I was just gonna say a big cock
Is that
to fit in my sock.
is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fix it.
Hey baby, look at this sock puppet. Oh God, hold on. Pause. Rewind. Hey baby, look at this new sock puppet I made. Her name is Socklet Johansson. Isn't she cute? I made her to look just like me. Well, who is this sexy man? This is my boyfriend. Wow, he's hot. Does he have a big cock? Socklet Johansson. That isn't something we ask our new friends. Well, let's find out. Yeah, this is a really big cock to fit in my sock. That's a sizable man I've got in my hand.
So good.
My
I
face is red. It's hot.
Is it scarlet? Would you say your face is the color of scarlet?
Oh, possibly. Probably I'm a little sweaty. Not gonna lie.
So how many revisions do you go through for your scripts? And do you have readers? Do you need readers? Wink, wink.
Oh my
Nudge,
god.
Nudge, nudge.
It's
I don't
actually
read. I don't know what reading is.
it's
I don't
actually
either.
it's insane how many versions I have, and like I have so many versions. I use Google Docs. I probably shouldn't, but I do. And then yeah, I so many revisions. And then if I'm worried that oftentimes I'll get partway through and be like, I hate this. I'm going to rewrite it, but I don't want to lose that original copy, so I'll have like new tabs open and. Yeah, it's chaos. And then at the end of the process, when I've got a final copy, I end up archiving like 5 versions. Um, Yeah. So, and then, yeah, beta readers, absolutely. So Kaychase is one. And then I've got a couple other friends that I kind of go to. I always have at least, well, I think two is the sweet spot for beta readers, especially whereas, if I'm getting Kay to look at a yearning script, she doesn't always love it. I know that.
Ooh,
But it's
ooh,
like,
pick me, pick me, pick me.
No, I had no. You're putting words in my mouth.
like, like, like Alice,
No.
Alice, that really sweet one I gave her. Yeah, I think that was
Mhm.
her nemesis. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
It's
so
very
yeah, so yeah, it's good to have like a couple different writers from different perspectives, even not writers, just listeners. It's good to kind of get feedback from other people, especially depending on what you're writing. And also, if you're writing like a new genre or for a new target audience, you want to have someone that's kind of knows their stuff. But yeah, 100%. Like I don't know. I don't trust my own judgment. like, yeah, I
Yeah,
don't. Yeah,
I do
but
feel that very much so.
yeah, imposter syndrome is very, very real. So.
hmm
Yeah.
I feel like every creative kind
Oh
of
yeah, for
feels like
sure.
that. I mean, how do you guys deal with that, like imposter syndrome and such?
Oh, I just let it cripple me mostly.
accurate.
Wow, how healthy is that? You heard
It's
it
a
here
coping
first.
mechanism. Just let it happen.
Yeah, no. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how I personally don't know how to get over it, but I'm also someone that struggles with anxiety quite bad. So
hmm
I'm always worried. I'm always worried if like, and I feel things like really deeply. I'm an empath. So like if I give somebody something and I think there's something that they want to change. I'm like, oh my God, they hate it. They obviously hate it. Or if I give it to a VA and they're opening it up and I can see that they've opened the script, I'm like, yes. And then you don't hear from them. It's like, okay, well, cool. They obviously hate it.
Yeah, they hate
I'm
me. It's cool. It's
Yeah, I
whatever.
know.
Oh.
I have no challenge. Nobody loves me. It's like that kind of situation. But
Oh.
And then she'll message me and be like, shut up. Let me tell you how wonderful you are.
no,
Let
Oh.
me show you what you've done.
no, I can't take
Would
that.
you like to
Yeah.
see this mirror?
Yeah.
Look
No,
at it.
it's too
We
cringy.
all have it.
Yeah.
We all have it. We'll all get it again. I mean, this career or this path we've chosen, this hobby, however you want to look at it,
Mm.
it has such its highs and its lows. I mean, one second I'll read like one negative review for 20 positive reviews.
Right.
And it's like,
Mm,
that's the only one that you can focus on.
yeah.
And so you'll just be like, well, shit. And then, you'll be down in the dumps for it for a while. And then you'll get a message from a VA who wants to do one of your scripts. And you're like, yes, I am like perfect. Great. This is wonderful. And then you're riding that high for a while.
hmm
And then something else will happen and it'll bring you back down again. And it's just, it's a roller coaster. There's highs and lows. And, that's just the way it is. If it's not that, you'll see another writer on Instagram who posted, something amazing. They hit a really good number of plays, or they just got a script to a VA that you're dying to work with, and while you're really happy for them and everything, in the inside, you're like, "Ah, what, it didn't happen to me.
Yeah.
hmm
When, why hasn't it happened with me yet? And so, I mean, that's just part of who we are as people. You always compare yourself to people as much as you don't want to.
hmm
Um, that's just the way that is. Like Lark got one of my like big VAs that I want to work with. She got one to work in sound sessions
Mm.
with her. And I was like, I fucking love that for you, but I'm also insanely jealous.
mm
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, it'll happen for me eventually. Um, but yeah, it's a whirlwind. It's such a whirlwind.
Yeah.
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 I think it's like what kind of cripples you is also what makes you stronger. Cause like I take things really personally. And so like if I've written a script for a VA and the two of us think it's going to be really great and it's not received as well as anticipated, I take that on. And I know I need to stop that, but I feel guilty like I've let them down.
Mm.
And that's awful, but it's also that kind of passion and that care that makes me sorry, put in as much research as I do, or like work as hard as I do. And when I say research, I don't just mean that, okay? I mean like a little of that, but like, just like I listen to their I listen to their catalog, and I'll go through their
Yeah.
audios, and I'll go through and I'll see what they've done and what they haven't done and what's been successful for them and what their listeners don't like. And so like I put a lot of care and attention into it. So it's like in that respect, it's a I don't know, it's like a superpower, but it's also like a weakness because yeah, you like onboard it. Like you just yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard when you like I mean like and I think that's what's really hard about like seeing so many writers, or I'm gonna air quote writers, coming into the space using AI, when it's like
Mhm.
we're putting so much of ourselves into this. Like
Yeah.
it's insane. And that's why it's like so vulnerable when you send off a script to a VA and you're waiting for to hear something back. It's like because that's a piece of you that you've shown to someone that you don't know, and you're just
Yeah.
waiting to see how they receive
Mhm.
it. And likewise, what I said earlier about like when somebody's performing something that you wrote, again, it's like a piece of yourself, and so just seeing how they treat it, like how kindly they treat it, is yeah, it's hard. So I have no idea how to fix the imposter syndrome. Like other VAs have talked about it. John York talks about it
Mhm.
quite openly about his struggles with imposter syndrome. So yeah, I don't know that it goes away, but again, I think
Yeah.
it's a sign that we care. So I mean, I guess
Mhm. I feel like it's
yeah,
just like the struggles of being a creative.
yeah,
Yep.
it's just
Mhm.
it. Like everybody's got different tastes, and you have to, you kind of have to realize that, recognize it. It's just in the moment, it's hard sometimes to let that roll off your back.
Yeah.
It helps whenever you have another person. I mean, like you're so close with Kay, and I know that like that relationship helps to inspire you and kind of get you out, like as you said, get out of your comfort zone and out of your like whenever you burn out. Uh so it's just having somebody that you can be like, "Hey, this, I feel this way about this."
Mhm.
And you guys can kind of just like trust each other and praise each other for the hard work, because you guys, both of you, have done incredible work, and it's resonated
Mhm.
with a ton of people, and that's why you guys are big names in like the
Oh
writer,
yeah.
yeah, like the writer space. So it makes a difference. It really does. So just keep on holding each other close, because that'll keep you going
Yeah.
100%.
No, thank you. I still don't
Definitely.
really see myself that way, but no, but
I
like
understand.
Kay is like, I mean, again, I could totally gush. Don't go there over Kay, but we have like a really we have a really good working relationship, but also like there's a foundation of friendship there too. So, and like you say, like she mentioned, there is a tendency sometimes for jealousy. Like there's some
Right.
people she's worked with that I haven't gotten in front of, and vice versa. But at the root of it, we're just so incredibly thrilled for each other. But in those moments when we do have that little feeling of jealousy, rather than just letting it sit and be weird, Kay is amazing to just be like, okay, I just want to tell you this is how I'm feeling. I'm just going to get this on the table so that and that we can just move on from it, and vice versa.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think that's really great to be open like that with, I don't know, any of your
Mhm.
creatives you're working with. Um,
absolutely.
Yeah. It's definitely really nice when you trust somebody enough to know that, they're not just like saying nice things just to say nice things. They're gonna tell you the hard stuff too. They're gonna be like, you know what? This
oh
is good
yeah,
or this is not good. And you can trust them to say that.
It's never constructive to be fake with your friends. It
Yeah.
never is. Like,
no,
No.
because you
Oh,
don't
no.
grow.
For your script lengths, how long do you usually write? I know Quinn has kind of a standard of like what 15 minutes or so. But do you kind of have a time frame set when you're writing a script?
Uh, For the way that I format my scripts, if I hit if I hit 10 pages, I know that it's probably a 20-minute script once the VA adds their
Hmm.
sound effects and things like that. So I aim for 10 pages.
yeah, I'd say
Use your use your words. Like the longer use your words, we're close to like 17 or 18 pages.
Oh
Wow.
gosh,
yeah, I'd
that's so
say
many words. I don't even think I know that many words.
Oh my God, when I did get fucked, it was originally one script, and then I showed it to Dolph, and he was like, we should build into this and make it like 3 parts for the 3 rounds. And then so the script, but then we ended up putting it back together, and it ended up being something stupid, like, I don't know, 7,000 or 8,000 words or something. And it was just,
Oh
it
my
was,
gosh.
yeah, it was huge. But yeah, normally it's like, I aim for like around 10 pages or somewhere between like, I don't know, like 2,000 and I don't know, 2,500 words, like sometimes
Mhm.
or somewhere in there is like kind of the sweet spot. But like, yeah, I have a hard time editing.
So how do you handle consent in your scripts?
Yeah.
Sometimes Lark has to remind me to put consent in my scripts. Um, in fact, she just did with the hate fuck one that she read for me for Atlas. And it's not, I need to clarify this. It's not because I don't think it's important. It
Mhm.
absolutely 100% is. It's just something that I would never not um, insinuate is already there
Yeah.
Right.
in my
Yeah.
scripts. I would never write a non-consent
Yeah.
script. And because of that, I sometimes forget that I need to make that
Mm,
clear
yeah.
Mhm.
or clearer.
Yeah. Versus
So
the
yeah,
implied.
I do
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I do need to take more time and be more aware that I am making that very clear. Sometimes it's just that I have a husband and wife, and I know that doesn't always mean that
Mhm.
there is consent because there's not. And it's definitely like with the nice list. With Atlas,
Mhm.
I had a line in there that, you know, this was his Christmas list or Christmas list. This was his Christmas wish for the listener to be submissive. And that it was kind of implied that she knew exactly what she was,
Mhm.
you know, what he wanted and what she was going to be doing. Um, and all that stuff. There was a safe word. Um, Same with use your words. There was safe words. Um, in the one that I'm doing with Atlas, um, they're in a environment to where if she raised her voice, people would hear, and their activity would be broken up.
Mm.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, yeah. I like to I try to put it in there without in kind of a way that isn't okay. Do I have your consent? I
Yeah.
don't like. I want it to be kind of
Sexy.
not. Yeah. I don't want it to be as unsexy as that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say I like very heavily lean into the implied consent, but also I write different content. I don't write as toxic or um as Kay does. So it's I mean it's always important, but it's especially important if you're doing more kind of like dommy drastic, not want to say drastic, but you know what I mean, like a little harder content. For me, it's more, yeah, and nuance kind of like in their interactions, like you'll make sure it's implied that it might be something like a you like that, don't you? And then you might have her say some kind of like flirty banter back. It's just something that lets you know that the listener's into it as much as like the speaker.
Yeah.
Um
Right.
is that right? I don't know. I just like I tend to write a lot of like lovey-dovey stuff anyway. You might know that by me. About me. I think we established that, but so it's like, yeah, so it's a little bit easier probably for what I write to kind of establish consent. But yeah, like Kay said, I don't like like, can I touch your boob now? Like, may I motorboat you? It's like these things that it's like you don't want to have to say.
All
May
right.
I
We need that in the
motorboat
next script.
thee?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
need you to write that in something.
It's not phrases for me. It's more certain words that I just like cringe at. Um, I know like people like the term cream pie. I do not like at all.
Ugh.
They're
I
just
don't
Yeah.
like it either.
yeah, there's certain words that just like I don't know, make me cringe. I can't think. And then like this is a big kind of ongoing joke with some of our friends is like the making comments about like bundle of nerves and like just
Oh
things
my
like that
gosh.
you're just like or anything that comes across as too clinical. I'm just like, don't say that, you know.
I think it's the way. I mean, it could be, and it really could be anything, and also just the way that it's delivered
Mhm.
too. The delivery is a huge thing.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, and anything, yeah, if there's like butt stuff involved and they like puckered hole,
Oh,
oh,
God.
that's that's a bad one.
the puckered hole.
That's a bad one.
Makes me think it ate something sour. So are there any kind of, I guess, tropes? And I'm not talking about like, non-consent or anything like that. But I mean, I guess your more standard kind of stuff that you guys just don't do or don't want to do as far as writing.
There's just like stuff that I don't know anything about. I say that I just did a couple of M for M's, but um, like I want to be inclusive and I want to like, but at the same time, if there's some stuff like some kinks that I know zero about that
Hmm.
I wouldn't be as comfortable doing. And not to say I'm comfortable doing research for stuff. I do research for most of my scripts, but if it's like yeah, there's just some stuff that's going to be way outside my comfort zone to
Hmm.
talk about. And I'm thinking more like some of the harder core, like BDSM stuff, was probably not be something that I would become. I mean, at this stage, but if you had asked me a year ago, I wouldn't be writing any of this. So who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dex just asked me to write a script for her website, the Dex Collective.
Hmm.
And she wanted me to include a little bit of a kink that I was not familiar with.
Mhm.
So I did some research on it, and I included it, and I told her before I submitted it, I said, I want you to tell me if I've completely missed the mark,
Mhm.
because the last thing I want to come across is that I'm, you know, making I didn't want it to come across that I'm like making fun of it, or I'm not taking it seriously. Like
Right.
yeah. Um, and she thought it was a challenge for me, and then
Hmm.
something I never would
Mhm.
have explored on my own, just because it's not something that am personally into. But it was really cool. I mean, it was really nice to challenge myself, and
Hmm.
she fixed a little bit of things, a few things about it, and it was a really fun experience,
That's
and I'm kind
awesome.
of glad that she gave me that shot. And I told her right away, I said, I don't have any experience with this, I've never written anything like this. And she was like, just do it, and if you're not comfortable or it doesn't come across, well, then we can take it out and go a different route. But I think it came across well, and I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, me
So
too.
I'm yeah, I don't think there's really anything that I would shy away from right away.
Hmm.
I think I would try it and see how it goes. Whether it would
Is there a trope you wanted to try in a script but haven't done it yet?
I think I said this with I think I have said this before, but I would like to do like a friends to lovers.
Mhm.
I would like to try. I'd like to try to be like Lark in a script.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because I was going to say enemies to lovers. And I do have
We want a freaky Friday
yeah,
a little bit.
exactly. I do have a script that I've kind of pitched to Dolph that eventually will be along that line. So whenever I get around to that one, I think that'll be fun. But
I want to get my urine on, see if I can do it.
Yes, please.
Super, super tough question for you guys. Why do we bake cookies but cook bacon?
I saw this
God.
one. Because baking refers to like sweets and
Does
like
it?
using flour and stuff, right?
But don't
And then you
you
cook
bake a quiche?
You
food.
can bake a casserole.
Okay,
But
well
then
then I don't
a
know.
casserole can be savory or sweet, and
That's
so could a
true.
quiche, technically.
I mean, you could change the words around. I don't think it matters too much.
I mean,
Do we,
technically
do we need to pull out a dictionary?
I
you
have
can
baked bacon
technically
before.
You can technically bake bacon. You just put it on
Yeah.
a cookie sheet, and some people do. So, I mean,
It's so good. It makes it so fucking crispy.
How do you feel about all of the teasers slash reaction videos that fans make?
I love them. They're so creative. I like you never get to see anybody like enjoy not that way, but like enjoy your
Be cool.
enjoy your
Yeah,
yeah.
don't send those videos, guys. Don't send
But
those
no, I don't
videos.
want to see that. I don't want to see that. But like somebody on TikTok just did like a little video of them like in their garden. She was um doing something in her garden and they just had music in the background and it was just her like listening to the latest one with Atlas and it just showed her like like stopping for a second and like giggling and then just going back to working in her garden. It was just like the coolest thing ever because we don't get to see that. And so to see that is it's just amazing and then it kind of reinforces what we're doing. Like we're writing these scripts, the VAs are performing them and it's giving the listeners these 20-minute opportunities to just kind of take them out of reality and give them little pieces of pleasure or calmness or happiness or peace or whatever. And so just to see it that somebody took the time to create that, record it, upload it, tag us, it's just really freaking cool.
Mhm.
And I don't take it for granted and I always comment, like it, reshare it, and it's just amazing and I love it so much.
yeah, it's incredibly, I don't know, humbling. It's an honor when someone does it because it's just like, what? Why would what? Yeah, it's just kind of like it's just cool. But especially I find like the last few months, like people are really including their writers. They're really tagging us in things. So it's
Mhm.
not just
Mhm.
focusing on the VA. And it's just I think that's wonderful to kind of be considered part of it. And yeah, it's just it's really nice. I don't know what
And
else to
free
say.
advertising.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean we both we try to like comment and share anything that we see just because it's so grateful. It's really sweet.
This one's for Amanda and Mervin and Brewy though.
What?
Um
Mhm.
what? What's the hardest part about having a podcast?
Where
Oh
did this
God.
come from? Uh,
We got our first
The
question. Yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah. We got our
I'm
first
on. Oh no.
we got our first question.
I would say listening to myself, to be honest.
Mhm.
I haven't had to listen to myself nearly as much before doing a podcast, and now I'm like, I listen to it, and I'm just like, you guys actually want me on here? Because I can hear that.
Oh, you sound awesome. Shut up.
But for
Brew.
me, I feel like that's the hardest part. That's all.
Yeah. Brew, what about you?
So, real talk, I am incredibly socially anxious in real life, borderline antisocial. I don't talk to people a lot
Mm.
or just talk in general. I'm a very quiet person. So, this has kind of been an exercise of like breaking out of my comfort zone a little bit and coming out of my shell, which was incredibly difficult at first, but it has become a little bit easier as we've gone on.
Yeah. You've definitely come out of your shell like more and more as we've gone on because you used to not talk very much, but it's very I love seeing that you're asking your own questions and you're making conversation and it is great. I love watching it. So fun. Okay, so for me, God, probably editing. I do a lot. I do all of the editing for us. It's lots of fun because I get to relive our moments here because doing these interviews have been so much fun for me. But yeah, editing is definitely the bane of my existence. I understand why VAs absolutely hate it. Um, also, I am extroverted, so I love speaking to people, but I would say that outreach is my least favorite part because uh VAs, obviously, they don't like to talk to people in the community sometimes because that's part of their boundary. So sometimes there are VAs that just don't respond to us, and that's totally fine. But sometimes you have to email, sometimes you have to like, I don't know, go on Discord and try and message it. Like just outreaching. It's like Easter egg hunting. Um but
That
with
sounds
voice
like a lot
acting.
more fun.
But with voice and and it's fun to like get to know all of these incredible, talented people, writers, VAs, what have you, but like it can be tiring sometimes. So yeah. But yeah, thank you for your question. Thank you for asking us a question. That's our very first one. So appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
Yes,
It
thank you,
wasn't me.
Alice. Thank
It
you
wasn't
for
me.
for asking it so beautifully. That was great.
You're welcome.
Okay. So for you ladies, do you feel that Quinn could do more to advertise in-house VAs and writers?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think there was, I mean, I think it was from mid-February to mid-March. There was an entire month where not one video on TikTok was dedicated to in-house. Every single, I went and looked because I was like, because one of them, I think when they broke their streak and they put one out, I went to go look to see the last one because I was like, oh, it's been a while, I think, and it was an entire month that it was just promoting the Quinn originals. And I mean, to be honest, I haven't listened to them. I listened to the Andrew Scott one, which is the one that got me in here, to be honest. And then beyond that, I haven't. And it's because there's so much other content to listen to that it's not a priority for me personally to listen to a voice that, or not that I haven't heard their voice before necessarily, but I haven't heard them in that context. You know, I've already
Mhm.
gotten into these other creators and stuff. So yeah, I definitely think there could be more. I don't like that they tend to drop on the same days as drop days. I don't quite understand that.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, there's some incredible writers in this space. There's some incredible VAs. Like they could be doing some really cool stuff in house and probably saving a lot of money, I would imagine. But I mean, but I also I don't know the system behind it. I don't know I don't know the strategy behind it. But and it just from the outside, it does seem like it's a bit of a lost opportunity.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I definitely understand the originals and having it be one of the big pulls for new subscribers, to getting those new subscribers with those big names.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, these VAs are your bread and butter. That's what's getting people to stay.
Right.
Um, and you should support them. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
You have dozens. It seems like dozens of TikToks are made per day. I mean, throw Barry a TikTok and tag him, throw Doc a TikTok and tag him, give a few to Alice, and tag her.
Mhm.
Thanks.
And it's just it's so easy to do. I don't see a negative to doing it. And when they do it, it tends to be one of the big guys
Mhm.
who might not need the the advertising.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
but but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you're running to kind of keep your membership base, those people need to be invested, and they need to be invested in the VA and the work that they're doing, and that's what's missing in bringing in these one timers is like you're not getting any investment, so you're getting someone that's coming in for that, but then that person, that VA or that actor, isn't coming back again. So what's
Right.
keeping them there? So I think it would be important for them, yeah, to I don't want to say create relationships because I'm not talking
Yeah.
about the social aspect. I'm saying like, like the consistency, the loyalty, the investment in these VAs, and that's what will keep them there. Are
Mhm.
these ones that they know they can count on? It's like when you go to watch a show, right? You're gonna Are you more likely to like have a show that's going to be there weekly, or are you going to watch something that comes out like once every, I don't know, however many years, just I think it could be done differently. But
Mhm.
who am I? Who am I?
So, do you have a favorite comment that you have read on an audio that you've written?
I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember when I did my first like kind of toxic MDOM one. It was for Davy. It was a naughty file before. And it's an established relationship. It's a wife and husband, but it was a little harder than I normally go. And then somebody, was it that one? I think it was that one. Somebody commented that it was one line was the filthiest thing they ever heard, and I was so proud of myself. Because I felt like I'm making Kay proud right now, because like that's my goal, is to like say something really
Aw.
toxic and really like filthy. But I think it was in that. I think it was in that one. Yeah.
Um, I don't know if I've had one. If I did, I can't remember it.
Hey, ladies, I want to say that I adore all you so much. Your accomplishments here for this community is incredible, just like you. Super proud of you all and love you guys so much. Can't wait to see what you guys are doing next. If one of your scripts turned into a movie, which one would it be and why?
It would be use your words for me.
Mhm.
There's a lot I could work with there. So absolutely, that's my answer.
Yeah.
Good one.
Well, Chanel, by the way, thank you for saying that. It's very sweet. She's always super supportive and posting all of the
Oh
stuff
yes,
for us.
Mhm.
we love
Supportive.
Chanel.
Yes, we do. Gosh, I don't know. Like I think, to be honest, like Lock It Down, there was some inspiration that was kind of taken from different movies, like, your Bridget Jones Diary kind of stuff, where he's just not that into you, like that kind of dynamic.
Mhm.
Um, but maybe like Forever Kind, maybe, because there's obviously some history with the couple, and then there's like the love letter he writes, and then there's like the reunion. And so I think there's probably a lot there you could probably turn into something like that.
And for our last question, this is actually our most serious question. So, just to preface that right now, so just it's kind of a hard question.
Buckle
What
in.
yeah, what outfit would you dress Plappy in?
This is very serious.
Very, very serious.
You're
I think,
laughing, it's not funny.
well, I mean,
Oh, sorry.
you already have a cowboy Plappy, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, like, I just like the idea of him in chaps, like a chappy Plappy. Like, that would be
Oh,
entertaining for me.
A chappy clappy.
or you could do a Chaplin Plaplin.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh. Yeah. I was gonna say, like, what show is that on? Is it on BoJack? Where they got like the kids in the trench coat? Like, that
Oh
would be
my
kind of
gosh,
fun too.
3 Plappies in a trench coat.
He Flappy's in a trench coat.
Oh no.
They do
It's just
business at the business
Strappy.
factory.
It's Strappy and Plappy, but like Plappy's on top because he's littler. He's just like
3 strappies and a Plappy. Plappy's the smallest. That's so sad.
Oh my gosh. All right. Kay, Lark, and Alice, that is all we have for you today. Thank you so much for giving us your time.
This has been so fun.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
thanks
you.
for having me.
Yes, Alice, thank
And,
you so much for helping us out today. You
You're
have been
welcome.
awesome. We love having you.
And for getting up so early. So thanks for that.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you, Alice.
You're welcome.
As always, to our listeners, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, all of the things. And we will see you next time with Friday the VA. I hope you guys all have a wonderful week, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone. Everybody say bye.
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 It is I, Plappy. I wanted to quickly say thank you so much for listening to us. Please continue to like and comment. It makes me grow a little bigger. See you next time. Cheerio.